So this 9-ball into the corner. Yeah, apologies for the loss of sound. I'll take full responsibility for that one. I actually tripped over a cable and didn't realise it'd come out. Can you believe that? We'd done all the sound checks. And then all of a sudden it wasn't working, but we're back with you now, guys. If you've just joined us, this is our semi-final that we're concentrating on in this African 𝗲𝗄𝗆𝗆𝗆 Open tournament, the men's division. Chris Melling sat in his chair there in the red, up against 𝗔𝗳𝗍𝗍 in the trademark kind of maroon shirt that he's been wearing. I'm thinking it's his lucky shirt. Reigning European and world 𝗲𝗄𝗆𝗆𝗆 champion, crowned in Slovenia just recently. Making the perfect start here. Really is the man to beat at the moment. Absolutely perfect cue ball. That's also a trademark of this young man. Tremendous cue ball control. First rack is a break and run to the man from China. So there are the other semi-finals going on at the moment in the men's and the women's. Tom Cousins starting out against Jack Whelan. I can see in the distance. Tom Cousins is at the table. There you can see him, table just to the right of your screens there, just above Chris Melling's head. Tom at the table. Came to this tournament not expecting anything, didn't even bring a cue with him. Tried 4 different cues so far. And that man there, another cool customer, just takes it all in his stride. If he's not playing matches, he's practicing. Referee Mohammed Reda, youngest referee in Africa. I was having a word with him before this match and trying to make a career out of it. And I said, well, don't try it, just do it. Really is a fine referee. He's very meticulous. Reminds me a lot. Look at that tattoo there, look, the magician. "45 years old, from Keighley in Yorkshire." Yeah, he kind of reminds me of a young Marcel Eckhart, this referee. Very smart, good-looking young guy. Good future ahead of him as well. He wants to make a career out of refereeing. Not a bad career, can take you all over the world. You get to watch lots of great pool. I'd rather be sitting here though than out there, that's for sure. Rebecca Kenner has taken the opening rack in her semi-final against Wendy Jans. So, illegal break from Chris Melling. Jin exercising his right to have the balls re-racked. He can either break them himself or he can ask Chris to break again, but I think he's going to be breaking. Great break and run to start the match for 𝗔𝗳𝗍𝗶𝗰, and not ideal from Chris Melling with an illegal break. Referee working a bit of overtime there. Well, I don't know why he's checking the rack. He's not allowed to. I don't think he's allowed to. No one seems too concerned, apart from me, so... So Chris then, with his first real chance to get his hand on the table and become a part of this semi-final. Came here as one of the favourites for sure. Certainly one of the nicest cue actions in the business. That's that, well, trademark big backswing. Actually don't recall seeing him playing with the rest too many times. Let's see, have a look at his technique. Looks pretty strong to me. Just a super talented guy at every single discipline of the cue sports. Started his run to the semi-final with a round 1 win over 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗆𝗄𝗆, and then a 7-3 win over South African Ethan Chetty. He was then sent to the one-loss side in his match against Jack Whelan, suffering a 7-3 defeat, and then Yannick Pongas went down 7-3 to the magician next. 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗆𝗍𝗆 went down by the same score, 7-3, and then last night Chris put an end to the young Mieke van Berkel's excellent run by the same score, 7-3. So we are down to our final 4 men, and the score in the other match at the moment between Jack Whelan and Tom Cousins is Cousins, who's taken the opening rack there, and Jack is at the table in the second. In the women's, Chen Siming has taken the opener against Shi Tianxi, and Rebecca Kenner just that one rack still against Wendy Yarns. Xin Liu's route to the semis started with a win over Sardel Antri on this very table on day 1, and then Yannick Pongas, also a victim of Liu Jin as well as Chris Melling, and then Mahab Tourdi was next, and into the last 16. Jin also brought another juniors run to an end, beating Slovenia's Max Benko 7-1 In last night's quarter-final, he came over South African 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 further and hopefully get their hands on one of these beautiful trophies and a check for $10,000 US. Everything sorted out. The shot clock is ready once again. Remember, we do have a match clock as well. That's the one ticking away at the bottom of your screen. Started on 1 hour 40. Good break again. Makes the wing ball into the side pocket. That's the one they're trying to make. One or both of the two balls. Behind the head ball. Tom Cousins in the background, you can see on the 8 ball, about to make it 2-0. For a man that came here with no expectations and no cue, isn't doing too bad. 2-0 ahead in the semi-final. Remember, he's the guy that took both of the trophies when Ultimate Ball held their big event here last month. So what final do you want to see, guys, in both the men's and the women's? Let's hear it. Who do you fancy to be in the men's final at 4:10 p.m. this afternoon, and who's going to be in the ladies? Guaranteed to be one Chinese lady in the final as they're playing each other right now. Mohammed being called into action once again to remove this rack. Let's have a look at the nimble work. There we go. Right, up close and personal. There's the ball marker, the little swivel hinge on it. Draw back with some right hand spin. He's overhit this slightly, but he's okay. This made the next positional shot maybe just a tad more difficult. Interesting to see which way he's going. Maybe high left on the cue ball. Come between the rail and the 10. Well, a couple of little nudges there. And if they do match each other, blow for blow, and go toe to toe, the lag could be very important. Just a race to 7. It will be 𝗔𝗳𝗏𝗏 breaking in the decider if we go that far. Obviously can't see the match time being an issue in this particular game. Both players love to get on with it. So we have had the one illegal break so far from Chris Melling, and if you are not familiar with the rules of Hay-Ball, there are basically 4 options after an illegal break. So your opponent can ask you to play from where they are, he can play from where they are, he can put you back into break, or he can break himself. That's basically it. There's the options. And it is the 3-point rule. Point for every ball down on the break, and a point for every ball that crosses the head string. You have to make a total of 3 points. If you don't, it's deemed illegal. If you make 3 illegal breaks, it costs you a rack. Pretty straightforward. There's Chris, focused as ever. His good friend Arfan Dad has just turned up to watch. And with Jason Taron as well. Went out in the quarters last night to come to watch all the action. So his last one was illegal. He'd be looking to make one of those 2 balls in the side, the 7 or the 9. And the 5 goes in. So good break. Choice of solids or stripes. It looks like he's playing the blue 2. No, he's not. He's playing the 14. Rebecca Kenner, 2-1 up now in the ladies' semi-final. Little bump on the 3 here. Chris Melling, probably one of the top 8 ball players in the world. He's been there, seen it, won it all. Been a professional since 1998, Chris. Once reached the quarterfinals of the World 9-Ball Championships back in 2013. World champion at English 8-Ball 2001-2003. And of course a Moscone Cup multiple winner and also MVP. Also very active on the Ultimate Pool Tour. 2-time world champion, 5-time Ultimate Pool major winner. Also a very good snooker player. Was on the tour at one stage, but didn't really do much on there. So went to English 8-Ball. Well, the workmen have decided to do a bit of construction. Well, take a tea break, so we have a semi-final going on here. Nice little angle on this 11. we expected a high-class semi-final, and we're being treated to it as well. Strap yourselves in, guys. This could be going all the way. That man, unperturbed. I'd always love to know what they think when they're sitting in their chairs. Normally it's just trying to stay focused and calm, get the breathing right. Stay calm, forget any bad shots that have gone in the past. Stay in the present and be ready at a moment's notice to step up to the table and do your business. That's what it is for these guys. It's business, it's work. Very stressful at times, but other times, of course, very rewarding. Get to see many countries around the world. But it's not always rosy. What we don't see is the hours and hours and hours of solo practice and heartache and the jet lag, getting used to all the different time zones, the different food. It takes a lot to be a professional cue artist. 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗶𝗰𝗛𝗛 has come to join the audience and watch a bit of pool. I keep saying her name now because I learned how to say it. You can see Tom Cousins in the background on the 8-ball to take a 3-0 lead over 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗀. And he does. And there's 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗆𝗆 in the background. Chen Siming sat in her chair at the moment. And they are all square at 1-1 over there. We're all square at 2-2 here. He's not very happy with that one. Just cue ball got away from him slightly. Wow, what a shot that is. Awkward cueing, played at pace, forced an angle, and dislodged the 14 beautifully. This is literally going to come down to who makes the fewest mistakes, because they both look bang on form. Sponsored by Fury. Little grimace once again, just slightly out of position, but he'll still be okay. He can go between the 1 and the 5 with the cue ball, spin it around 2 rails to play the 14 into the side. So low left on the cue ball, about 7 on the clock face. He's overhit this. Oh, he's still okay. May have to come between them two balls again. Side bottom rail. In between the 1 and 5 again. No problem. Just catching the one ball. Didn't want to, but he's still on this nicely into the side to go back into the lead again at 3-2. Very nicely done once again. Rebecca Kenner still 2-1 up on Wendy Jans. Now Wendy played on this table yesterday, had a good win. And Rebecca Kenner last night was up against German Melling 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗶𝗰 and Rebecca was 4-0 down and she came back to win 6-5. So showed a lot of heart, Rebecca Kenner. And Wendy Jans beat fellow Belgium 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗶𝗰. There's Top Cat in the background. He's got to be happy, whatever happens today. Already 3-0 up over Jack Whelan. And Jack Whelan has been playing, in my opinion, the best pool I've seen this week. And there he is at the table with a chance. Just the safety he was playing. And there's 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗶𝗰 up against Siming Chen. Nice little 7 into the side, leaving herself perfect on the 8. Are we going to get time to see this 8 ball? We may just see it. Chris just having a little look himself. There goes the 8 ball for 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗶𝗰. And in it goes. So she goes 2-1 in the lead over Chen Siming. No friends at the table this time for the magician. No balls disappearing from the magic wand of Melling. And he's off and running once again. Thing with most Chinese, they have such an accurate, meticulous cue ball control. Look at that, played with lots of left-hand spin on the cue ball. Now interesting to see the way he goes about these. Just use the 6 here as a little buffer to hold for the 9 into the side. Maybe going up for the 10 here. Yeah, clever. And not just stunning into that to hold the cue ball, but pushing it safe as well. That's such a smart shot he's played there. A little bit of an insurance in case he does miss. But to be honest, he doesn't look like missing, does he? 10 followed by the 13, final ball. The 11 just needs the extension on the back of that Fury cue. May play this with just a little inside. He's going outside. Yeah, choosing to go in and out of the corner. And now just a draw shot over the 13. Will leave him perfectly on the 11. So the dry break from Chris Melling is going to be costly. Just a little bit short of pace. Wanted to be dead straight on this so he could just screw back. Or he still can, maybe. He's okay. Yeah, he's fine. Using the 1 to hold the line. He's played some lovely little nudges that, maybe go unnoticed sometimes. He really has had that cue ball millimetre perfect throughout this whole break. Yeah, now sees a bit of daylight between himself and Chris at 4-2. And he has the break as well, remember. Talking of breaks, there's Tom Cousins. There you see the scoreboard, 4-0 Tom Cousins. Things beginning to look just a little bit ominous for Jack. Could he do it again? I mean, to do it in 2 different disciplines, and I've said it many, many times over the last 4 days. Tom coming from probably the most difficult cue discipline to transition into Chinese 8-ball, using the very, very small white, the small colours as well, to make the change and to come without a cue as well and just use whatever he can get hold of. It's just testament to what a great, great talent Tom Cousins is. And this man is pretty talented as well, isn't he? Reigning world and European 𝗏𝗏ball champion 𝗔𝗳𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 breaking off 4-2 up. And there's the difference. Ball down off the break again. So it's going to be stripes again for 𝗔𝗳𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Using his extension, 1 each per rack, just 30 seconds though, it's not 45. Needs to miss this. Well, okay, not on the intended ball. He's disappointed. He has a good backup though with the 10. Wendy Yarns has taken a 3-2 lead over Rebecca Kenner And 𝗔𝗳𝗏𝗃 has also taken a 2-1 lead over 𝗔𝗳𝗏𝗃. Played with a huge amount of inside spin, left hand in that case. And now can drop this stripe into the side, the 14. Leave himself on the 15 into the opposite side pocket. Give us a wave, boys. Come on, give us a wave. He's really not scared, is he, to use a lot of side. Once again, lots of right hand spin. Excuse me, yeah, lots of right hand spin on that one. Kind of made it go against the way it wanted to go. Check side. Now can he just hold? Put 13 into the side he can. Very, very impressed with his white ball control. Doesn't want to kiss the yellow, doesn't. Wow, what a shot again. I'm sure Chris won't be enjoying watching this, but you can't help admiring the talent of this guy. Now will he just brush off the 7 ball? Just a little screw into the 7. Yeah, just brushing off it. Thought he might have drawn that, you know. There's always a danger of running it too far like that. Caught it a little bit thin, didn't he, the 7? Was expecting a fuller contact, I think. So a little bit out of position, but you still expect him to make this, don't you? Well, he's missed it. What a chance for Melling. Oh, it just shows you you're sailing. Just one little misplaced positional shot can change a match. Still problems for Melling, though, with the 6 ball. Won't risk trying to get ball in hand, though. You can maybe kick this from behind the 6 here. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant shot. A bit of magic from the magician at last. And these little shots change matches, believe me. We see it time and time again. And this will give Chris such a huge boost. And on the other side of the coin, 𝗔𝗳𝗏𝗃 will be cursing himself for that. Wow, what a turnaround. Should have been 5-2. It's 4-3. And of course, that will really play on Eugène's mind now. He knows he should be 3 up. Instead, he's only 1 up. Cousins 4-1 up at the moment. So Jack Whelan has got himself on the scoreboard. But it's Tom back at the table. And there's 𝗔𝗳𝗵𝗆. Some lovely pictures being brought to you from the crew here at HRS. A great dream stream team from Rabat. And our leader, Salah, has a beautiful club there called the British Club. And has a permanent little arena set up there with commentating little booth. Chris really giving the rep once over there. Checking the referee's work. He's passed the test. That's better from Melling. Much better contact. What does he fancy? Just asking for the rack to be removed. Just under 1 hour, 10 minutes. So we've had around 30 minutes. So very good rack rate. Just about four minutes a rack. Not too bad, is it? Not too shabby. No change in the scores in the other semi-finals going on at the same time. Chris went down 7-3 to Jack Whelan on this table in the second round. Jack Whelan and Jing Liu both came through the winner's side, suffered 0 losses. Tom Cousins came via the scenic route, the hard route. He, of course, getting pushed to the one-loss side by Jack Whelan on day 1, losing Hill. There you see Tom at the table again in the background. Here's a question for you guys in the chat. If you could be any player in the world, who would you be? Who would you want to cue like? I'm torn between 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗆𝗆, this man at the table, 𝗔𝗳𝗆𝗆𝗆 or Ronnie O'Sullivan. Maybe Mark Williams as well, put him in there. Such a lovely little touch player, Mark Williams. Mark now an ambassador for Joy. And all of a sudden, Chris Melling, from almost being 5-2 down, is level at 4-4. Just shows you this is a fickle game. Rebecca Kenner has just taken rack number 6 in their match. She's all square 3-3 with Wendy Yarns. Now, I promised you a story about the invention of the tip, didn't I? I'll give you it after the next rack. I think the players might be going for a timeout after the next rack. We'll wait and see. I've got a lovely story about the inventor of the tip. Looks like Jack Whelan has just taken another rack. Tom Cousins just asking if he can have a timeout. Well, it's actually 5-1 now, Tom Cousins. Well, he's just come to get something out of his cue case, which is just below my commentary booth. But this is a stunning performance from... He's actually just come to get Chris Melling's cue, which I think he's going to use as a break cue. A Q-Tech Synergy, a cue that he first borrowed from Chris to start the tournament, and then he borrowed mine. Then he borrowed one of 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗶𝗰 cues, which another player was using for the tournament, so they were kind of sharing it, and if they played at the same time, then Tom didn't get it, so then he had to play with Amir Riyad's cue, and he didn't really get on with that at all. He was 4-2 down against 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗋𝗍𝗋. Finally got his cue back at 4-2 down, never lost another rack, won 7-4. And now using the same cue again. I think he might be making an offer on that cue after this match if he wins it. Well, if Chris can take this one and go into the lead after 4-2 down, all of a sudden he becomes favourite. He really did look in trouble when Jinglu just played that final positional shot onto the 8 ball, overran it slightly, left himself awkward queuing, missed the 8. Melling played a great shot to free the 6 ball and hasn't looked back since. Looking at making it 3 in a row. Now he's looking at brushing off a 15, going into the 2 and holding on the 9. Brilliantly played, brilliant. This is what we want to see, both players playing at the top of their game. Tom Cousins at the table once again in the background there, you can see. Looking to get on the hill against 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗀𝗋𝗋. I don't know about you guys, but I'm watching two games at once here. And he's missed the stripe along the rail, Tom Cousins. Oh, what a performance this is. Going to take back the lead. A lead he hasn't actually had yet. But what a time to get it. Now he's just 2 away from the final, and they are going to take a timeout. And that will come right when 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗀𝗋𝗋 needs it. Well, Chris doesn't like the timeout. Well, Chris didn't want a timeout, and you can understand why, but 9 frames, there is a timeout. Well, the discussion's still going on beneath me here. I'm trying to get a little listen what they're talking about. Yeah, officially it's a timeout, so we'll be back in a short while. See you soon, guys. players just on their way back. 𝗔𝗳𝗍𝗏 took a timeout, and the discussion was just about after how many racks the timeout is, because it's a race to 7, it's normally after 7. So Chris was saying that if it's after 7, why are you taking a break after 9? And of course, you've got to understand, as well from Chris' point of view, he was kind of on a roll. But 𝗔𝗳𝗍𝗏, well within his rights to take a timeout as well. So more news to bring you. Tom Cousins is on the hill at 6-1 over 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗀𝗋. And Jack has missed a few balls today, something that he hasn't really done over the last 4 days. Could be his only loss in the tournament. And remember, he's the man that beat Tom Cousins in our very first match of this tournament back in day 1. Melling giving the referee the eye. Didn't like the way they broke. So 𝗔𝗳𝗍𝗏 has been locked out of it for the last few racks. He's lost 3 on the spin. Oh, he's lost the cue ball. I think he's okay. He's got a path through to the stripe in the side. I'm right behind this, and he can get through to the 15 into the side pocket. He's dead straight on it. He's overdrawn that, I think. Thought he was playing for the 10. But it will be the 9, followed by the 12, the 13 and the 14. Or the 11. Always interesting, isn't it, to see which patterns they choose. Now can play either, can stun off the 14. Into the same pocket, just slightly awkward, but not too much to do with the cue ball. Just wants to widen the angle off that side rail, head up towards the last stripe, not for the 13, or for this 12. So dry break from Chris Melling. Looks like it's going to cost him this rack. We're going to be level once again at 5-5. Well, he's not happy with that, but he's okay. Bit of a perfectionist. Yeah, and then it goes. So we are level once again. Let's go check on the other scores. Jack Whelan at the table has just won. Oh no, he hasn't. He's missed. I thought he'd made the ball. He's missed it. He's smiling about it. But he's 6-1 down to Tom Cousins. 4-1 up now. Listen to this for a score. 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗄𝗆 4-1 up on 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗆𝗍𝗍. And Wendy Jans from Belgium leads Rebecca Kenner 4-3 in the other women's semi-final. So here's a bit more Tom Cousins while we're waiting for this one. Tom already won 2 trophies that size when he was here before for the ultimate pool. Oh, he's snooker Jack giving it a bit of a hit and hope. Not sure what's going on here. Some discussion. Mohammed Reda getting to rack the balls again. Let's keep our eyes on the Tom Cousins match and the 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗄𝗆 match for now. Tom on the hill defeated Dutchman 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗆𝗍𝗆 last night, 7-1 in the quarters. It's a funny game. His pool looked unbeatable yesterday. Jack Whelan. Tom couldn't pot a ball a couple of matches back. And remember, went down to Jack Whelan in the very first match on this table. Hill. This 8-ball. Oh, let's nip back to Tom Cousins quickly. This 8-ball for the win. And in it goes. Tom Cousins, the first man through to the final. 7-1 winner over Jack Whelan. A tremendous result for the man from Wales. 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗄𝗆 breaking off. All square, 5-5. Ball down. 2 balls down. Cue ball nicely in the centre of the table. Or in the open at least. I believe. Well, no, he is going to take the stripe, so this one on the left-hand side rail needs some work. Now he's trying to leave himself an angle on this 15, I think, to dislodge the awkward ball, maybe, or run through to the 11. Yeah, it's the one over the side. Nicely done. There's the international symbol for clean the white ball, please. A bit like asking for the check in a restaurant. Check, please. Clean the white ball, please. Can drop on the one that he just dislodged off of this 9 ball. Does he have the angle or not to dislodge that 11 ball? Looks like he's going round 2 rails here with the cue ball. Well, got very close. Not close enough. So more to do. Does he do it now off of this 10? He's tried again and missed it. Well, I don't think he has any angle now. Well, it's not like he left it to last minute, because he's been trying for the last 3 shots to dislodge that 11, but he hasn't been successful at it. And now he's at a point where he's got no option. Maybe he was looking at playing it, maybe a double into the side, the 11, or maybe play it off of the 3 into the side. I don't know what he's looking at there. He's overrun it. He wanted to be level with the 11. What's he up to? He's got something up his short sleeve. Changed his mind, maybe. Well, and that 11 ball has gone relatively safe as well, so a little bit of insurance as well for Chris Melling. We saw him clear in an earlier rack when Liu Jin was 4-2 up and should have gone 5-2 up. Didn't, missed the 8 ball, and Chris Melling came up with a bit of magic to run that rack, and then went in front at 5-4 from 4-2 down. Yeah, Tom and Jack having a little discussion in the background that put Chris off, but Chris seems to be a little bit on edge this morning. Little things troubling him. Having a fight with a fly now. Knock it out, Chris. Knock it out. It's gone slightly too far. Should be okay there. Just drop it in, run through a little bit. Get as straight in behind this as possible. Well, this is a big, big shot. It's there all the way. Chris Melling, the first to the hill at 6-5. In the women's semi-finals, Rebecca Kennett 4-4 with Wendy Yans. A right ding-dong battle going on there between the snooker player from Yorkshire and the pool player from Belgium. Chen Siming 4-2 down to Shi Tianqi in the all-Chinese semi-final. We already know one of our finalists in the men's tournament. It's that man doing the business again, Tom Cousins. Just having some pictures taken in the background there with the referee. Big shout out to the referees as well this week. Been working very, very hard. As all the tournament officials have. 128 players started, 64 women, 64 men. And in not too long from now, we will be down to just 2 men and 2 women who will go on to play Tom Cousins in later on's final at 4:10 p.m. Will it be Chris Melling or will it be the European and World Hable champion Jin Liu? Yeah, look, they're on TV. Give yourselves a thumbs up. Good job it's not kiss cam. If ever he needed a good break, it's now. 1 ball down into the side pocket. Even the flies like Chris Melling. Trying to get a close-up of the magic. Just gone slightly wrong there. Hampered over the 10. Oh, well. I think he's on this 2 ball, but not sure he'll take it. Now can he draw off the stripe back over towards the 3? Oh, he's leaving the bank. So big shot this in the grand scheme of things. There's the 2 players having a little chat. Cousins 7-1 up in that match. Well, final result 7-1 of course. Wow. Also Nudged the 5 on. That was game over if that went in, but slightly misjudged. So there's hope still for 𝗔𝗳𝗍𝗍. He knows that was an excellent opportunity. But there are a couple of problems. Try to alleviate one straight away. Well, it's okay. He's got the 10 into the side. Real pressure shots now, though, every single one. He knows any shot could be his last in the 2024 African A-Ball Open Championships. Wow. Did not expect him to miss that. The only good news is he's covered the easy one. Another possibility of a double into the corner, or could just play the safety in behind the 5 ball. Safety it is. Well, not quite how he intended. Does have this long straightish 14. Looks like he's going to make the 3 ball and go for cover behind the 14. I think that's the play here. No, changed his mind. He's going all in. Whoa, good effort. It's unlucky. Now, does he have a possible double on the 11 into the left-hand side pocket? He's in big trouble here. Tried to make the 3 ball. Now, if Chris can go round first on this, spin the cue ball round 3 rails. Maybe he can't, so he's going to have to take this on. But he won't be putting any pace into it. Oh, it's there. It's a great shot. Has 𝗔𝗳𝗍𝗍 played his last shot in the tournament? Wendy Yarns on the hill, 5-4 against Rebecca Kenner. Shi Qiangxi 4-3 up on Chen Siming. Again, Chris not happy about something. So this 8 ball to seal the victory. And in it goes. Chris Melling is through to the final. He's defeated 𝗔𝗳𝗍𝗍. Well, what a great match that was. Lived up to the billing. It was 𝗔𝗳𝗍𝗍 who had the first half of the match should have gone 5-2 up, missed that 8 ball, and really from then on it was all Chris Melling. I'm just going to grab a quick word with Chris Melling, if I can, just off camera. Don't worry about the camera. Hi guys, well, we've just had our 2 semi-finals. Chris Melling here, victorious. Also Tom Cousins, we could get to him in a little while. Chris, explain that semi-final to us. He started off like a train, didn't he? Missed that 8 ball, and then it was all Chris Melling.
Yeah, I mean, the first rack I broke and literally didn't even split. I don't think I got one ball past the middle pocket. Obviously, dry break straight away is not what you want playing somebody of his calibre as a player. You're just hoping you can get 7 chances to win. All in all there, I thought I deserved to win. He made more mistakes than I did. I didn't miss a ball. Every chance I had, I took. And some of them were difficult clearances. And if I play like that, then I can be a danger in most tournaments that I play in.
It's one thing to come to a tournament and be a favourite, but to keep delivering is tough, especially on these tables. And I know you've had your issues this week. There's been some bouncy rails and the tape because of the conditions outside. It's been cold, it's been warm, the aircon, the heating on. How difficult is this table compared maybe to some of the outer tables?
Well, this table's a lot better than the rest of them. Obviously, it's more maintained, and they put a brand new cloth on it the other day. And I played a match yesterday against Arthur on table 9. The table played perfect. It was a good match. He made a couple of mistakes, but I played really well. And then we went back on the same table an hour and a half later, and it was like a complete different table. It was bouncing like I've never seen a table bounce in my life. You couldn't control the white. Everybody was watching, was laughing. You literally couldn't control the cue ball off a cushion. And it got to a point where you were trying to make a clearance without using a cushion. It was that bad. But like you say, it's to do with the aircon. It's cold in here, it's cool. Outside, it's red hot. Obviously, the tables get a bit more worn, the balls get a little bit more dirty, chalk gets on the table on the balls, so it all contributes to the tables pinging a little bit off the cushions. But I'm delighted to be in the final.
I mean, normally you see in tournaments the person that adapts to the conditions quicker and better are normally the ones that do go further in the tournaments. Right now, I think you played absolute top class stuff there. I don't think you missed the ball that you went for, did you?
No, I didn't make one mistake in the entire match. I physically can't play any better than what I've played there, and I just wish I could play like that all the time. Obviously, when you're playing the top Chinese boys, in my opinion, along with Gareth Potts, they're the best players around, and that's what you have to, get to, the standard you need to get to. It's well documented that I don't practice as much as I should do. I do a lot of exhibitions, but I do travel to a lot of tournaments playing different cue sports. I wish I would do a tournament where they used every cue sport and see who's the best at that, because there would be a lot of potential top players. Obviously, the likes of Gareth, Selby, Matt Williams, Appleton, players like that, Tom, and I think they used to have one called the Walter Lindrum Masters, where it was a mix of games, and Quinton Han actually won that a few times.
It was billiards as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it include billiards?
It did, yeah.
Well, in the final, you're going to be up against this man. He already owns 2 of those trophies, which he won here for the ultimate pool. I mean, this is a bit of a story, isn't it? He's coming with no cue. He's been borrowing your cue.
Yeah, well, he's not borrowing it anymore.
He used mine at one stage as well. I'm going to ask for rent, especially if he wins this, because I feel that my cue helped him win a couple of matches as well.
Yeah, well, I can't really lose because I'm on 20% of whatever he wins anyway, because they're lending my cue. I'm only joking. Now, listen, Tom's a great player. I'm really good friends with Tom. And me and Tom have been dominated the ultimate pool in the UK, more so Tom. It's always great to play somebody like him, and it's a brand new game for him. It's only the second time he's ever played. It's going to be a great match, and may the best man win.
Yeah, I cannot wait. 4:10 p.m. this afternoon. You and this man, Tom, just a quick word with you, mate. How does that feel? I mean, you said to me earlier on, you no expectations, no chance of winning it. Was that just a little bit of playing it down, or did you truly believe that you had no chance of winning this?
No, I generally thought I've got no chance, and to be fair, I've probably got no chance playing Chris in the final. But
Is that again?
Like I said before, it's a nice trip to Morocco. Just try and get to the last 16, pick up a few pounds, and off I go. But somehow I'm here in the final, not playing nowhere near as good as a lot of the players, but I've managed to use my tactics a little bit and scrape over the line.
I think the airlines are going to start to love you, because you must be spending fortunes on excess baggage. If you take another on a visa, that will be 3 in the space of about 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, yeah, I've got to take one home anyway, probably the runners up. But it's yeah. I mean, it's I can't quite believe I'm in the final, to be honest with you. Like Chris said, second time playing it. My standard is quite far off the top level, but like I said, I'm just getting through, and yeah, hopefully you get one more.
Back in 1979, a certain Terry Griffiths from Wales uttered those immortal words, "I'm in the final now, you know." Could you say that for me?
No.
Tom Cousins, Chris Melling. Let's get it on later, 4:10 p.m. Thank you so much, guys.
Cheers,
Well
man.
done.